Pessoal, estamos ao vivo no YouTube, a primeira vez que a escola se lança nesse oceano que é a internet. Eu fico muito feliz de encarar essa experiência juntamente com vocês, e é uma experiência extraordinária. Para as pessoas que eventualmente chegarem nesse vídeo, o The Rising Sun é uma escola de inglês em Goiânia, que tem por objetivo formar pessoas criticamente, que gosta de estudar literatura, que gosta de estudar filosofia. Então, nós somos uma escola de inglês que está condicionada pelo apreço ao conhecimento. Então, hoje nós temos aqui alguns alunos, são várias turmas aqui reunidas. As pessoas, essas pessoas extraordinárias, lerão cartas que foram escritas para o Ailton Krenak, cartas essas que vieram após a leitura do livro chamado Ideias Para Adiar o Fim do Mundo, Ideas to Postpone the End of the World. As cartas serão lidas em inglês, então é a nossa forma de encerrar o semestre e também de se tentar estabelecer uma ponte com o autor, deixando os nossos comentários sobre o seu livro. Então, caso Ailton Krenak eventualmente também chegue a esse vídeo, Ailton, nós escrevemos essas cartas como uma forma de agradecimento à sua forma de mobilizar tantas pessoas para pensar sobre a necessidade de nós entendermos melhor o relacionamento do homem com a sua terra. Então é isso, pessoal. Nós já estamos aqui com as cartas prontas. Esse é o nosso seminário, Cartas para Ailton Krenak, Letters to Ailton Krenak. As cartas estão organizadas por ordem alfabética. Alguns alunos não puderam comparecer, mas as cartas deles estão aqui. Esse material será enviado para o autor também. Então, assim, nós damos início ao nosso seminário Letters to Ailton Krenak, começando com o nosso querido André. André, você está pronto?
Yes.
Eles são todos seus, André.
Okay. I liked very much of the book, and I start my letter with Dear Ailton Krenak, I hope this letter will find you and your people well. I read about the tragic accident with Samarco's done and the serious consequence for many people, including the Krenak people. My name is André Luiz Salgado, and in my English course, we have read and discussed about your conference in UNB, Brasília, your book, Ideas to Postpone the End of the World. We read your book with a great interest, and I was surprised with the deep proposals discussed in a few lines. It is not an easy book because the ideas are different from the capitalist's point of view, and for the majority of the people, it isn't easy to change their minds and ways of life. One of the interesting facts touched in the book is the humanity was fallen many times in history. You describe how the contact between different civilizations have destroyed many of them by violence and wars, and in special, diseases that contaminated people that have no biological defense. Since there are important topics in this book, I suggest that these matters should be discussed in a following book. Anxiously expecting the next book, My regards, André Luiz Salgado.
That's fantastic, André. Thank you so much. The next one would be Claudia, but she's not here. So we go with Bia. Bia, get set. Are you ready?
I'm a little bit nervous, but it's okay. I'm ready.
Okay, so
About the book, I think I may compare it up with the Lord's book, but it's the similarity. It's about how man is treating Earth, how man treats another lives that for him there's ones that really matters for the capitalism and the other ones that may be thrown like garbage. There, Ailton Krenak. When I read the title, Ideas to Postpone the End of the World, the first thing that came into my mind was the 2012 Waves of Prophecy, reference about the end, life on the planet. But reading and realizing that we, as humans, are responsible by taking all life on this earth is still painful. The relationship between your book and necropolitics is clear, as you set lives to be preserved while others are discarded. As you say, the Humanity Club defines who is useful or useless, especially during the pandemic period, when lots of lives were decimated by the government's own denial, in a way that science became the enemy and ignorance the modern ally. I know we are still young to give up hope. I still believe that some things are changing slowly. Even when people refuse to give money to an environment reserve that is preserving source of life, rarely natural and untouchable in human hands, to finance that matter capitalism. Faith for me is much more than just sitting and believing, it's doing what you believe is role in the world. As Dr. Seuss said in Lark's book, unless someone like you cares a lot, nothing will get better, it's not. Even the smallest of actions, even though they are different from what ignorance preachers, makes all difference. From respecting animals, throwing garbage in the garbage can, reforestation, recycling, thinking in the other human next to you, defining science in that vaccine. These are things that, in a time of glamorized stupidity, are already more than great achievements. Your book made me learn to take care of the living society today, so tomorrow I won't have to wake up in a city full of the dead. It's a creative that is not temporal. It still going on. Kind regards, Beatriz, everybody.
yes, Via, thank you so much for your contribution, my girl. Those are powerful words, Bia. I know that, and you know that too. And now lots of people will know that either. The next one to share his points of view about the book is my friend Carlos André. Are you there, Charles? Charles, are you here? No? So we continue. Maybe Charles can come back later. We go with Enzo. Enzo, are you set?
No, but I'll fight it.
Okay, I believe you. Go, my friend.
Dear Ailton Krenak, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Enzo Tavares and I'm 15 years old and I am Gustavo's student at the Rising Sun. I read your book, Ideas to Postpone the End of the Road, and I really liked doing it. While reading your book, I could see the reality of your ideas. Reading about the Humanity Club, I understood its influence over products, ideas, patterns we buy for our lives, and more specifically in my own life, like the idea of the perfect body or the intolerance that much people, like my grandparents, have with difference. Reading about the objectification of nature, I saw that I have never given to my house yard the respect it deserves as a living ecosystem. I saw it just as a decoration, something I don't make anymore. I thought as well that we really live in a one-truth world that the Humanity Club imposed to us. They give to us only one style of life and order of discourse to be followed, without any responsibility, with nothing. What give to us a permission to be irresponsible with Mother Earth, to explore it as we wish, but we pay the price twice. First, losing our capacity to change, to regenerate, and then second, we lose, like we are doing at the moment, our mother home, who give us the life we have without charging any price. Thanks you for sharing your great ideas. Kind regards, Enzo.
Nice, Enzo, nice. Congratulations, my friend. Your ideas will touch many people, and if you do learn what you have just said, this can be a powerful tool for transformation. We continue now with my friend, Gabriella Lelis. Are you ready, Gabes?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you for this opportunity.
So
I
they
think
are
that's
all
really
yours.
cool to share all these letters and productions that we did during the course. So I will start. Dear Mr. Krenak, my name is Gabriella Lelis. I am a geography teacher, a PhD scholar, and also an advanced English student of Professor Gustavo Brito at the Rising Sun English course. During this semester, my colleagues and I read one of your books, Ideas to Postpone the End of the World. As a geographer and a teacher, your book got my attention, since it approaches the necropolitical action against indigenous peoples in Brazil from colonial times until nowadays. Your text made me understand how necropolitics acts by taking peoples out of their own lands, out of their places in the planet. When I read your book, it made me think how historically peoples around the world were killed by displacement, because the land is a part of culture and it is also an important piece of people's lives. Nowadays, in Brazil, we are watching a contemporary part of necropolitics against indigenous peoples. Recently, the law project for 190 was approved, which opens a new possibility to take native people's land out of their power and force them to get out of isolation in the Brazilian Amazon forest. It is a clear attempt against Brazilian indigenous peoples, their lands and rights, and an example of how necropolitics currently works. Your book is a valuable one and an important piece to get the world's attention to the indigenous cause. I will certainly use it during my courses at the Geography faculty. Thank you, Mr. Krenak, Mrs. Gabriella Lelis.
Nice, Gabes. Thank you so much for your commentary and contribution. And I hope that you can be able to use the book in your courses, because bringing the indigenous voice into the classrooms, both in schools and universities, is something fundamental for our democracy and also for our understanding of what is to be Brazilian, So I'm really glad that you thought that this book could be used in your course. And the next one is my dear friend. Yes, Gabes?
What?
No.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you asked.
No, I just said that I would be really glad to see you using the book in your course at the college. Yeah, that would be a fantastic contribution.
Yeah, I will probably use it. I'm thinking about it for the next semester. So let's do this.
The next one is my dear friend, Isabela Santos, aka Belinha. Go there, Belinha. Are you ready?
Yes.
So they are yours, Belinha.
Dear Ailton Krenak, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Zabel, and I read your book with interest, and I understood that there is a separation between humanity and nature, because we human beings are imposing our reason as the most advanced form of life. That is, we are destroying the nature of irrational beings to objectify them and thus present a function that is not that of their own nature. Therefore, following human logic, if we transform a being into an object, it will have a use other than its own. Therefore, humanity itself should not have responsibility for this object, since this is no longer a living being, but an object. In this way, we are consuming everything from nature to meet our consumption needs. A habit that we think is infinite, but one day it will run out. Therefore, from reading the book, I understood that we should dream, but not in a playful way, but as a way of self-knowledge and learning, so that we can increase our interactions with the world and with other people. So, we are living in a social chaos because we cannot relate to Mother Nature and we depend on her to survive in this world. In addition, we need to improve our interactions with our fellow human beings in order to postpone the end of the world. Kind regards, Isabel Santos.
Isabela Santos, Belinha. Belinha, you make me so proud of your evolution and the organization of your ideas. It's fabulous, Belinha, fantastic. And for such a young person, I believe that these ideas will continue to develop inside of yourself and they will become an important power in our fight for democracy and a more egalitarian world. Thank you so much, Belinha. And now, my dear friend, Dora. Oh, cadê a Dora? Just a moment. Just a moment. So I will skip Dora and I'll go with Luke. Ah, no, Dora is here. You thought you would escape, Dora, but you won't. So this is my dear friend Dora Isadora Silva, also known as Dora Aventureira, my beloved friend. So Dora, are you ready?
Yes.
So they are all yours, my friend.
Okay. Dear Ailton Krenak, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Adora Silva. I read your book with interest and understood that the term humanity refers to a whole of the human species. The group formed by us human beings, but it also refers to human acts of compassion and solidarity it acts on. Humanity is when we start to care about others besides ourselves. Humanity is what characterizes, what strengthens us, what we are. However, today humanity is manifesting itself in a selfish way, being completely different from the principles of the act of humanity. Society is alienated and obsessed with joining the human club. Your book, dear Ailton Krenak, exposes the need to preserve traditional communities from losing their narrative and perspectives and their ancestry with nature. However, the construction of modern humanity legitimates the exploitation of nature and what we call nature resource. However, you invited us so that we can reinvent society by being resilient and delaying the end of our world, our cultures, and our worldviews. Postpone the end of the world, therefore, is configured in resisting, speeding, our subjectivity, not accepting this idea that we are all equal. It is necessary to modify our relationship with the other members of nature so that we can postpone the end of the world. So sincerely, Isadora Silva.
Dora, congratulations so much, Dora. We know how difficult was it and how successful you have just been, Dora. Congratulations. I can
Thanks.
see your effort and how you overcame all the difficulties. Congratulations again, Dora. You deserve. And
Thanks.
now, my great friend, Lucas. And I would like to hear from you now, my friend. Are you ready?
For sure. So I wrote my letter about something that really grabbed my attention. That's about the economy. So I hope you guys can, like my letter. So let me start. Dear Ailton Krenak, I'm Lucas Carvalho, an English student and a public agent that works with environmental crimes. I guess we both know the penalties to this kind of crime are benevolent. This is not a Brazilian mark, though. It's a capitalist mark. The capitalist system pursues growth whatever it takes. Our freedom, creativity, pleasure, empathy, solidarity, well-being have been taken. Your idea that life isn't meant to be useful grabbed my attention. We're on the same side on this. Life is to be well lived. Happiness has to be one social goal as we live in society. There's nothing better than be touched by the joy of living. What prevents us from having happiness as a right, at least as something to be pursued, is a way of organizing our lives with environmental destruction and exploitation of those excluded from the club of humanity. The climate change is about to make the sky fall, as David Kopenawa Yanomami would say. I don't know if you agree with me, but maybe only a degrowth movement could save our home. We don't need more things. What we need is a radical redistribution of income. Jobs need to be aimed at ensuring social well-being. We must work less hours and enjoy more art, creativity, leisure activities. The current stage of technology allows us for this change. That's why your idea is important. I guess you don't want only to postpone the end of the world, but make us believe that our world is possible. Our world is possible, sorry. With appreciation, Lucas.
That's fantastic, my friend. I do agree with you, Lucas, that we should work less hours and enjoy more art, creativity, leisure, and learning. Our time should be spent on learning new things because that's our superpower. We learn, and being a school as I am, I'm always committed with learning, and I do believe that this is one fundamental part that we should always enhance and believe that learning can really change the world, and also learning as a way to postpone the end of the world, learning new ways, new forms, abandoning old views, embracing new perspectives. And perhaps that's how we're going to do it. The next one, unfortunately, Rubens is not here. So I go with this special person, my son, Santiago. Are you ready, my boy?
Definitely no, but I will try.
Okay.
Dear Ailton Krenak, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Santiago Vieira Brito. I am 13 years old and a student at the Rising Sun English School. And this work is dedicated to your book called Ideas to Postpone the End of the World. First, I would like to give you my general opinion about the book. Well, in my perception, the way you convey your ideas can make us reflect and not just give information. And this is one of the aspects that left me most admired about your book. And the ideas you give us are not only innovative, but also enlightening. In the first chapters of the book, we are told about something called Humanity Club. The Humanity Club is a group of rich white people who see themselves different from other human beings. And that's why they think that everyone on a level below them can be used as well as an object to reach their selfish goals. In the final chapters, he dealt with the indigenous people who lived of nature, being massacred by the conquistadores and had their homes and bodies objectified. And this is the idea of the Humanity Club. Its job is to objectify everything that the order of discourse led them. The order of discourse is something created by the Humanity Club so they can do irresponsible things without having the responsibility of knowing it's wrong. And that can be represented by racist phrases or anything that shows how superior the Humanity Club is. In my critical opinion about the book, the information that Ailton gives is as if they were always in our brains, but he manages to show us and explain them to us clearly. Kind regards, Santiago.
That's so nice, Santiago. Thank you for your contribution and for your commentary. So young, and Santiago is 13 years old and is already dealing with so deep ideas, Santiago. I'm really proud of your development and evolution. And we continue to the next one, my friend, the Professor Sebastian. Sebastian, are you set?
Yeah, okay.
So they are all yours.
Okay. Dear Ailton Krenak, I wanted to say to you some words. In advance, sorry for disagree with you. My name is Sebastian, and I have two statements. The human being does not understand himself. History was made up of a lot of violence and destruction. By putting these two statements together, it is understandable why human beings have never achieved balance painlessly. While some leaders fiercely practice economic, political, and ideological disputes, advance borders, steal and kill for power, other leaders practice pacifying and preservationist policies and ideologies and preach the division of resources. The fact is that the people from whom power emanates like disputes and seeing their side dominating with or without violence, preferably humiliating the supposed opponent. They enjoy attending meetings and giving speech of pacification, of love, of spiritual wisdom, and the communion of goods. The people, therefore, do not know what their true feelings is. Everybody is born without any knowledge or inclination. In society, in the form of an institution, there is all knowledge. When initiated in the exercise of thought, all individuals assume the points of view that are available to them. He assumes for or against of someone's speech, according to the feelings they have for that someone, depending of someone or someone close to whom you dislike or like. Family can be an example for everything, not for all. Family.
Okay.
He will be a Corinthians fan like his father is if he has a positive feelings for his father. But if he doesn't, he will be a fan of São Paulo Futebol Clube, which is not the main opponent, but is a powerful and victorious opponent. Likewise, if he doesn't like his father, he will be against his favorite politicians, his ideologies, his work, and his behavior. And this will be an ideological contradiction to him. This behavior is applied to all institutions of there will be a world imbalance and in dispute. Full of violence and productivity, full of economic evolution and suffering. We don't like neighbors. No kind of neighbors. Persons, groups, or nation. We don't like difference or disagreement, but everybody is different and disagreement. Nobody is a victim because nobody is the best one. A horrible word, but perfect. Best wishes, Sebastian.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Sebastian. It's so good to listen to your ideas conflicting with our own ideas too. Well, my friends, we have made through it. We have made through the pandemic. We have made through learning how to use these new technologies. We have made through reading Ailton Krenak, and we have made it until here. It would never be possible without the immense support that I have from you. I am very proud to have so good students and students that became friends and friends that will last for a long time. So this school, the Rising Sun, is an institution that makes me very proud, not just because of the school, but because of the students that compose these institutions. I am very proud of you again. I saw the development of all of you. I saw your effort and your dedication to transform, to get better, to write better, to speak better. And Charles, you're here. You thought you would escape? You will not escape. We are going to conclude with my friend Charles that has just arrived, and he will give us his contribution. Charles, it's so good to have you here, my friend. Are you ready, Charles? Please, Carlos André.
Hello, good evening.
Straight from Caldas Novas?
No. Hi, Ailton Krenak. My name is Charles. I am teacher Gustavo student. This semester, I had the opportunity to study in reflection on our talents and the ideas to postpone the end of the world. During the class, we had several reflections on the current moment of humanity. Many questions ran through my mind. During the discussions, the visions of the capitalism society, leading to the extinction of the people who are outside the club humanity. You will live artificial environments produced by the large corporations that have devastated our planet We need more and more oxygen machines to brain. We have been living for over a year under forced isolation to contain a virus, to mankind, the dark force of necropolis, detections or culture, leaderships, comments such as let's pass in the herd, this is just a little flu, or some are going to die, are said the hundreds of thousands of people who had lost their families and friends to the invisible threat. The whole world is having the opportunity to reflection on where you go from now on. You can't get out of this panic the same way we go it. Because if nothing changes, there will no longer be possible to postpone the end of the road. That's regarding Carlos André.
My friend Charles. Thank you so much, Charles, for your contribution. It's good to see you. And it's good to see all of you here. Some of the students could participate, but your contributions were fundamental to understanding Ailton Krenak's book. I confess that many times I understood things better only when you commented, and your commentaries many times gave me hints that I would not have had without you. So what I mean is that being a teacher of such enlightened people as you are also teaches me to be a better person. And I learn from you all the time. And with these words, I would like to desire a fantastic vacations for you. Rest, put your energy back together. Do not forget everything that I have taught. Please don't. But take this time to do other things else than just thinking about learning English. We will be back soon, and I hope to see all your faces here again. And also, soon too, to meet you personally, because many of you here, we have never been physically in the presence of one another. So, my friends, thank you so much for your contribution, for your participation, for your collaboration with this institution, with this school. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to teach you. And we made through YouTube. That's it. Have a very good vacation. All the best. And this is the end of our semester in the Rising Sun. Bye-bye, my friends. See you. Bye-bye. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.